Hi class, I wanted to give you some video feedback, and I'll be looking at these as if I'm a first-time site visitor. I know we've been working on them throughout the month, but I want you to see what it's like when someone else lands on your page. All right, so this is strong. The color is strong, and we'll just leave it at that. Yeah, you've got your skill set here. Great. It does have font, but okay, I can still read it. Nice, all good. Might close that up a little bit. Let's see. All caps there. Okay. Make the spacing equal, your vertical spacing. Nice job with your alignment, pretty much there. Good job here. Let's see. And your contact. Okay. All right, so you will want to, in your footer, put at least a LinkedIn. Okay, so you want a professional social account there for people to find you. But otherwise, this is really strong. You did a great job. Let's look at the mobile. Okay, this gets a little hard to read, a little fuzzy. This you'll want to put up here. We'll see. Nice. It works here, so it doesn't seem to be a problem. You could probably shorten this to short films and video, or video portfolio, film portfolio, something a little not quite so long. Okay, easy to read. And easy to read. Yeah, we've got 3 fonts here. You might want to use this up here. It might work throughout and look pretty good. So you have this is italic, this is italic. Maybe that should be this font and not italic. But I would rethink that one, I believe. But really fantastic. Very little left to do on this one. Good job. Okay. Good spacing. So, okay, you will want those to be with the actual assignment. And use the same font for your paragraphs, and it's not too distracting yet. Good job there. Let's not use emojis. It feels very chat. Good job. Okay, so you have this all on one page, scrolling. But what we'll need to do then is we'll need to freeze your navigation. So you'll go up into your header, there'll be an orange button, click that, and then I think the gear or the edit, and you'll select freeze when it gives you an opportunity. And so that way your navigation will always be available. Okay, projects works, but I don't see your about linking to here. So there should be, you will want to have an anchor, title it about, that links here. So you'll need to link those. There'll be a troubleshooting video posted this week, and it will also include that. You could also do a quick search and say, how do I link a Wix menu to a section? And it will give you the steps. Sometimes that's just the quickest. Maybe link the icons only and have them horizontal instead. So we're not scrolling quite so much. Okay. All right. So those are the things. Let's look at your mobile. Okay. I can tell you've looked at it. Let's shorten that. Take some of that spacing out. Good. And this is where you could put your description if you wanted, like you have here. And if you want to take out project title, you could. You could say project. As long as you're consistent with these. Okay. All right. Great professional photo. Social icons down there. Okay, so when you put that anchor in, then that should work, because right now, also for your contact, you'll need to anchor that to your contact section. Okay, so look for that video so that you can do that, or like I said, just do a quick search for how to do that in Wix, how to link your main menu to a section or a strip. All right. Okay, Jose, good job. Nice, clean. Let's see. Yeah, good. And okay. If I select on this, I know you wanted to keep the whole frame. You have it here, your details. Okay, good. And let's go to your about. Okay, I'd rather that not be cropped, but we talked about that. And hopefully that's a Google Voice. Easy to read. Okay, we talked about that. Okay, yeah. Yeah, the red, I do like this image. I want to close that up. And make sure that all these are linked or not there. Okay. Social icons down here, you can close that space. So this it's a little bright, so the intensity needs to be brought down a little bit, but it also needs to be easier to read, probably black. I know you like the red, but we've got to figure out a way, unless it's dark red, it's vibrating and it's not reading well. Okay, but not a whole lot of edits to be made. Spacing here, let's try not to crop that off. Okay, so if this is the logo, I don't know if it would be legible here at that size, but that would be a good place for it. Center this, but again, that is vibrating. It's not working as well as it could. Black would be better. Use consistent spacing. You might need to reduce that a little bit if it's not too noticeable, so that you get that M wrapped differently. Close that up, bring that up. Probably, if you're able to, it's kind of a large font, I would go a point smaller here on your mobile. Again, anything you do in your mobile won't change your desktop. I'll probably extend it a little bit so there's not quite so much padding there. Close that up. Close that. Something may be trying to load, in which case it may be too large a file. You would want to optimize it. Okay. So that works for you. Having it below the image, that's another way you could use the red. You might want to use red here too on your main menu. All right, good job, nice work. Okay, Let's make sure we name our logos and images, right? So they're not this long thing. This is what a screen reader would go through and read, and we want it to tell them that this is the Southern Juice, Pictures logo. Higher contrast, maybe the dark green. Dark green could go here and the white could stay. Slight drop shadow would work if you want it to have this feel. Let's see what this does. Let's get rid of that button. Take that out. Let's just use the green font. Use this and color it this green rather than put that background fill on. Bring this down just a little bit. You can give it a heading that says about. What do you call it up here? About. So give it a little heading that says about, and then bring that down a little bit. And we've got to fix the contrast. This color would work. This color would match well. Kind of a rich brown would be fine. Same here. You could go dark green maybe, but yeah, center that. So those are, do watch the typography video. It's going to give you some ideas. Okay. Let's give a little more spacing between the header and the description text. Close that up a bit. Yeah, a little more space there, a little more headroom. Okay, so now we're like going back. So probably you want to, in your pages and menu over here on your left panel in Wix, drag that above portfolio so that we're going like this and not going back and forth. And again, contrast. And let's check your mobile, but you've got the right number of pages in the right place, mostly. Feels like a different green here all of a sudden. Contrast, get rid of that. Close that up and just have, I guess that will be your header, but you would have to, just put it here and then probably get rid of this strip. Contrast. Okay, so likely the same situation with, okay, so this happens a lot. You want to place these differently the way, you want them. Sometimes they change the order of the layout. This is too large. It increases scrolling. And it needs to be darker, even if it's this color, really dark, like a dark, and you'd have to do it in other places. But even if it's a dark olive, Yeah, we're scrolling a lot for this. Once you get your about anchor in there, it will just point directly here. And again, it will point there. You need an anchor for your contact. So there'll be a troubleshooting video that will be in the announcements, probably under week 3 announcement for live recording, and it will show you how to anchor. Or again, you can just do a quick search and say, how do I anchor menus to a strip or a section in Wix? And it will give you the steps. All right, here's what I want you to do, Sly. I want you to go into your pages and menu in your Wix, and I want you to select the about, select the 3 dots, and select make home page. Okay, and then you can get rid of this. After you do that, get rid of that. Okay, or you can get rid of that and then make this designated as your home page. Then you won't have this. I also want you to bring this down because we don't know what you do. And what you want here is your name and what you do. So this is more like a slogan, and it would be better, somewhere else, as something like this or something. A little more headroom on your titles. I would bring that out to one line probably. And you could actually push this over to the right and put your about content there, and you wouldn't need this. And this is a good color background and very easy to read text. Okay, just a little spacing and room up here with a heading. I mean, that could be your heading on this page if you want, but you definitely need to have plenty of space. Good job linking up. Yeah, you want some space there. And good. So this would be probably the same style as this. Okay. All right. Good job. Let's check the mobile. Did we check that one for mobile? We did. Okay. Yeah, we want your name up here and what you do. If this is a link, you don't need that. Okay, it works here, but this is more of what goes on your contact page, so you wouldn't need these two strips. Okay. You just have a header when you put it in your desktop and a little more spacing, vertical spacing. All right. Nice work. Nice work. Really close. Good job. All right. Let's go here. Tim. I do really like this image. It's competing with your videos, so I would definitely make it a lower opacity so it falls back if you are going to keep it, and try and use the same formatting, same size formatting if you can. If not, yeah, I would probably put the wider ones down here if you have to. Use a different font rather than, font style and color, rather than making this that background fill color. This is really great. This is a different font we're looking at now. Think about this font or this one. All caps doesn't usually read. Yeah, so we just got to be really careful about this. There will be, in the typography, there will be some options discussed. I mean, I love the colors here. You've got the blue and the blue. It's just this needs to drop back. It's competing. Some great stuff. We do need descriptions to be here. Even if it's there. Yeah, it's just competing for sure. Let's look at the mobile. Okay. Funny how they have a Squarespace ad for Wix. And we use Wix because you'll be able to access this site later. You do have your Adobe portfolio, but you won't be able to access it unless you maintain your Adobe Cloud, and that's expensive, so I just want to make sure you're able to do that. Let's greatly reduce this, right? Just enough here. Probably remove that background. Okay. See, I don't mind this as a background. It feels a little more like a texture rather than something that here is starting to compete visually. All right. All right. Let's see. Where was your... Do you have at least a LinkedIn? All right. Let's look at one more. Hi, Darius. I do love how simple this is to read. Can't make this out. Definitely rename this image. Same here. Again, screen readers will go through it. Week 4 will force you to do this, but just letting you know. Let's center this. Good job linking. I feel like this needs to come up here to close up some of the space. Wrap that up here, even if it makes sense to be another paragraph. Okay. I like that you're using a consistent heading font. That's really important. You have a little here. I guess you want it to be untitled. It looks incomplete, but that may just be me because I'm used to seeing that. Okay. And this and this. Okay. All right. Okay, let's just take this out of the mobile. You know, it's conflicting with your ascender here on your H. It's not needed here. Center that. That may be loading slowly. Check that out. You may want this to be smaller so that this much space we don't have to scroll through to get to your content. Smaller, I mean maybe wider rather than the whole square. I do like square shapes, and you're doing it here, and that's great, but something to think about. Nice image. Okay. All right. Well done. Yeah. All right. I'm excited to see where this class is going. You've got a great start, and hopefully you're excited to get your work in there and polish it up for week 4. Well done, everybody.